Russian, Evgenia Rodina. And this is Rodina's first experience of trying to receive the Williams 7. Martina, what on earth is she in for?
Difficulties. That's the best way to put it. I mean, Rodina did beat Madison Keys, who's got one of the better serves on the women's tour, but still nobody does it as well as Serena Williams. And it is another level above everyone.
40-50.
Serena has found herself as the bookies 6-4 on favourite for the championships. Don't forget, 9 of the top 10 seeds went out before the 4th round.
I think the odds are keep going up considerably.
You've missed the window if you wanted to back Serena. Rodina always wonders about the court as if she's slightly reluctant to be here. But the big beaming smile when she beat Keys, her first ever top 20 win, shows us that she is a really engaged young woman. 29 years of age, had to take some time out after the birth of her daughter Anna, who apparently is causing chaos in the creche at the moment.
You got spies there.
Second serve.
She doesn't really like Anna sitting in the player box watching because she fidgets constantly and dashes about. So she's better off in the crash. Smooth opener for Williams.
Rodina really chasing down balls that are being thundered into the corners from Serena Williams, and that one just too much, that final finish. And that's going to be the factor, isn't it? Trying to keep that power at bay, trying to stop her getting the first strike and dictating the play.
Love 15.
What a clever attempted shot that was from Serena Williams. A really acute angle, took the pace off it.
Rodina's husband and coach, Dennis Schettengart, who looks calm at the moment. He wasn't very calm towards the end of the Keys match. He was a good tennis watcher at the end. He was up and down and really fidgety.
Maybe he should go in the crash too.
They've all been banished there.
That one just swatted away. Can't afford to put mid-court balls in that service box. Here you can see, doesn't make Serena have to move her feet to return that ball, and that gets the treatment.
Body English from Williams, and the ball listened, stayed in. Just hit the sideline.
Williams looking
Game
very smooth out here. And the Rodina serve under immediate attack. And the champion
Williams leads
settling in very nicely. You were both in Paris. Where has Serena, for you, just moved on since then?
Well, I think, first of all, she's healthy, but she seems to be moving really well. I thought she was still a bit sluggish on the clay, but she certainly knows how to move on the grass. And just seemed very light on her feet from the get-go. It's just a matter of getting her confidence a little bit higher and feel more comfortable, but she's been improving match by match.
I just think there just feels a different intensity about her as well today. You know, I did the match where she was against Mladenovic, who, as we said earlier, she had her in trouble, but my goodness, she's out of the blocks quickly in this match and at a very high level early on. Try and intimidate. Beautiful timing.
30 love.
Of course, Serena dominates the headlines, always very keen to make a fashion statement, as she did with the catsuit in Paris. But here, very understated white dress, but wearing the compression tights.
I can't see them.
40 love.
They're completely see-through. I can't see them at all, Sam. They're very
Actually,
good.
a bit of a fishnet pattern to it. If you look really
You've
close.
got that
Yes.
close. Wow. Oh yes.
There we are.
There they are. That's the first time I've spotted them.
We were hoping for a revival of the Anne White catsuit, the white catsuit, but clearly the authorities, her clothing company, decided it was not such a good idea.
Well, I think because all the outfits here have to be put forward 9 months, I believe, in advance to
9
Wimbledon.
months?
9 to 10 months in advance to be approved. And I imagine that hadn't happened, or didn't have time to have it happen.
Game
She would be playing. Looking and running very smoothly for the 7-time champion. Here in
Williams
this first set with an early break.
First set.
On paper, this is very much a mismatch. So what are the challenges coming out here for Serena?
Her only challenge is herself. Just stay within yourself. Don't get ahead. But Serena never does. Really, I haven't seen her thinking, "Oh, I got this match in the bag, and I can move on to the next one." She's very much focused on the match at hand, and never played the Rodina before. So she's just trying to get the feel for it. I'm sure she's done some scouting, but overall, it's just play my game and take my time, and there's really nothing that Rodina can threaten her with, and Serena knows this.
I agree with that. I think, clearly it is a mismatch out here today. It's a chance for Rodina to come out on centre court, play her great idol and one of the greatest icons in the
Take a
sport,
seat
but also
quickly,
try
please.
not to be embarrassed.
Ladies
She
and
wants to get up on that scoreboard quickly.
Yep.
And not have that feeling where you just feel like the court is shrinking down the other end and you want it to open up and swallow you, but you want to get that scoreboard going. But yes, for Serena, I agree with Martina. It's sometimes her biggest enemy is herself. I don't see that happening today.
Serena's been very
Thank
animated
you. Ready
in
for
her
play.
matches from the get-go. Match, Rodina played Madison Keys, and Madison was her match on the racket to win or lose. I actually commentated that match for Tennis Channel, so I saw the whole thing, and it was really Madison Keys that lost the match rather than Rodina winning it.
Yeah, there was all sorts of tension in that match, wasn't there? Just couldn't get rid of it. I mean, a horror show for Madison Keys. But this serve really needs to go closer to the lines like that in order for her to get a chance of a short reply.
Does look in the walls, doesn't she, Rodina? Don't forget, she's come through the qualifying.
Yeah.
So she was her tournament started to about 2 or 3 weeks ago down at the Roehampton courts at the Bank of England. Fortunately, she didn't have any three-setters through there, but she's had three-setters in the main draw.
Well, I see the end result is taped up knee and a taped up left thigh, groin.
40-15.
It's almost as if this soft serve, 76 miles an hour, landing mid-court, no pace on it. Serena's actually not quite judging it right at the moment, just over-hitting it a couple of times. That's a third one.
Game is
Really lost a rhythm a little bit.
Rodina's on the board.
Miss Williams leads 3-1 first set.
Well, that'll definitely make her feel better, settle the nerves, loosen up a little bit, try and get mentally dialed in here.
I don't know if I've ever seen a player walk slower than Rodina on the court. She was almost late getting to the ready position because Serena's ready to serve and Rodina's still walking the baseline.
Mind you, I always think Serena's quite slow in the walking department.
Not as slow as Rodina.
No, okay, we'll put a stopwatch on it. You're right. They're little steps.
Let's see if she gets... Oh, no.
She just moseys on down.
She's just in front of our comment trucks. Come on, guys. She's come through the qualifying. This is her 7th match. You know, there's some tennis in those legs.
I think this is her MO. That's just how she plays. Rodina, more of a counter-puncher, likes for the ball to come onto her racket and then redirect. And certainly you will have chances. The ball is going to come onto your racket against Serena Williams. The question is, can you redirect and do it well?
Very few double faults for Williams in this tournament so far. That just her 9th. Followed by her 23rd ace.
Serena doesn't really have a favorite serve on big points. She can go either the hard one or the slice. Slice being the safer shot, but the flat ones.
Yes.
She's kind of added that drop shot, hasn't she, to her game over the last few years. She definitely has enjoyed bringing in a little bit more creative flair into her game. Looks like she has fun with it, trying things out. Experimenting a little bit. Sometimes in warm-ups you see her experimenting with a single-handed backhand.
She does that almost every warm-up. She hits a one-hander. Never in a match. I think I've seen her hit one once. But in the warm-up, quite often. Joe Wilfried Tsonga does that as well in the warm-up. Peculiar that you would be warming up a shot that you don't ever hit in a match.
Strange.
But maybe it's a bit of a superstition as well. As we develop those superstitions over the years.
I don't know a tennis player who isn't superstitious, actually.
Just the level of it.
Just wonder how much serving practice she was able to do. She stayed over in Paris and practiced there after the French Open because it was the problem with the pectoral muscle. So I imagine she's a little light in serving recently.
Yeah, I don't think she played too much in the serving department until a couple of days, she said, before the tournament. She's her because such a master
Advantage,
of the game, but having to
Williams.
rest that pectoral muscle. The rhythm always appears to be pretty much there, doesn't it?
Well, because she's got such a clean technical serve, it's easier to find it again. Maybe not easy, but it's easier for her than for most. Because it's just so, it's pure perfection, her serve.
Yeah, she's having a nice little practice out here with the champion, former champion. Serena 4-1, first set.
Mrs. Williams leads 4-1 first set.
Well, I don't know what Rodina was saying to the umpire there, but she's had a little bit of a discussion. I don't know whether she's calling the trainer out or what. But now the umpire's turning around and talking to one of the ball kids. Oh, maybe take the umbrella down. Don't need that anymore. The sun's gone in.
Great effort though from Rodina. You've got to remember when she came back onto the tour, very soon after having her child Anna, the tour only gave you 12 months to get back. That's where you could use your protected ranking. Serena's now had a child. She resets the agenda, and now you get 3 years after the birth to get back and use your protected
Oh, they
ranking.
give you 3 now.
I didn't realise 3.
Yeah,
Wow, that is...
it's a generous and I
Yeah.
think time.
A lot of women would like 3-year maternity leave. And fathers too, for that matter. But yeah, as a professional athlete, you should not be penalized for being a woman as opposed to the guys if they get injured, or women that get injured. You shouldn't be penalized for having a child and then trying to find
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
make your way back from
Ready for play.
scratch practically. So yeah, when you're a top player, you kind of set the agenda, don't you? Change the rules. Becomes more obvious, but also I think it'll become more common for women in their 20s, players in their 20s will have kids and will come back because they can play well into their 30s.
Love 15.
Well, just on that subject, there's 9 active women on the WTA tour now who have had children. So, and actually, what's lovely is some of the, I think Rodina's children play with child plays with Bondarenko's daughter. So there's a whole circuit of little ones.
Yeah, I guess the problem with having a baby on the tour, it's one thing when they're a baby, because they're pretty portable, they can kind of
15
go
on.
around in your handbag almost because they're so tiny. But once they get to school age, then it's a bit of a dilemma because of the travel, and it's a decision. Do you then put them into school, or do you have them homeschooled, or
on the road?
You know, then it's a
Tricky.
big decision.
The other situation that suddenly hit the women's tour is the tour doesn't really or very often have creche facilities because there haven't been many children
Yeah,
traveling.
they've had them for the guys,
They've
but
had
not
them
for
for the
women.
guys because the wives or girlfriends travel. So I have to say, Mr. and Mrs. Rodina, they love the slams because they always have fantastic facilities. Otherwise, Anna quite often stays at home with Evgenia's mum, who is one of the top coaches back in Russia.
Oh, it's a terrific backhand cross court. Really got hold of that ball and that left hand.
30 all.
Yeah, Rodina takes the ball early and it's pretty flat, so the ball gets back pretty quickly as she steps into it. hitting it clean, and she's played now 6 matches in the last 2 weeks, so she's very match tough.
Let's for service.
And won them all. Amazing, isn't it? You start in the qualifying, and here you are, your biggest payday of your career, less than 2 weeks later.
That's big for Rodina, isn't it? £163,000. I did a quick conversion. That's over 13 million rubles, Russian rubles.
How many rubles do you need to buy a cup of coffee is the question.
Let's for service.
No, the economic pressure on the low-ranked players is very, very high, so this really takes the pressure off. You don't have to just stay on budget that much. You can actually treat yourself to some things that you normally wouldn't, like even a massage, or a better hotel, or flying business instead of coach. You know, it all adds up.
Game
It is
is
again.
Rodina.
Well, every game out here for Rodina feels like a mini victory.
Well, here we have another look at this attempted drop
Miss
shot.
Williams leads
Change of
4
grip there.
games to 2.
Doesn't quite get enough height on that. You really want that height off the strings and then the ball to die on the other side of the net.
Yeah, I thought that bobbles hit a little too hard to be hitting a drop shot off it. The timing had to be perfect, and she just missed it. A little ambitious, even for Serena Williams.
15 love.
And then there is that 94 miles an hour unreturnable slice serve out wide.
Or almost an identical serve with incredible angle. Really acute. Just changes that racket face at the top of the ball toss. And again, you just can't read which direction she's going to go. Eight of them out wide now on that juice court.
Once Rodina gets into the point, she's been holding her own, but it's getting into the point on the Williams serve. That's the tricky part. As you said, she changes the direction just at the top of the toss. The toss is identical, like Federer. You cannot read it. It's the same toss, and they have all the 3 serves: the slice, the kick, and the flat one of the same toss. So you can't see, you can't read it.
Let's for service.
Oh, that's frustrating, isn't it? Produce one of your best serves down the tee, and it's called a let.
I wish they would just do away with the let.
Me too.
Most of the time the ball just nicks the tape
Yeah.
anyway, so just play it already. Speed up the game.
Well, Rodina absolutely furious with herself. That was a little bit of a window there, wasn't it? That ball sitting up. You can see here a nice opportunity to try and attack a return of serve, and that almost puts in more pressure, doesn't it, when you don't get so many opportunities. Snatched at it.
Youth.
Yeah, 30 all second serve. That's as big an opportunity as you get, pretty much, against Serena Williams, and you don't get that often. And as you say, that puts more pressure on you because you know, oh, when am I going to have that again?
Advantage, Miss Rodina.
Well, that was an excellent return of serve, wasn't it? Got what we call the inside-in backhand.
So
That forehand corner. Sorry, Sam.
it's all right. Break point here. Serena just facing her 12th of the tournament.
Goes with a slightly safer serve. The slice down the tee. 107 miles an hour. A buff ball for her.
It's all fairly quiet, isn't it, from the moment from Serena? Hasn't quite cranked up the volume, not the noise that we saw against Mladenovic.
She gets noisier when it gets closer. It's not there yet.
Advantage, Miss Williams.
So far, so good for Williams, looking very comfortable on this centre court. Gets the changeover with a 5-2 lead first set.
New balls, please. Miss Williams leads 5-2 first set.
The day off, the Wimbledon Middle Sunday. What's the best way to use it if you're still in the tournament?
I think try and relax as much as possible and save energy. I mean, this tournament, Martina knows about it more than anybody. Winning a slam and those 7 matches over a 2-week period is exhausting, I can imagine. And so it's about saving as much energy as possible to galvanise everything for that second week.
Absolutely, you keep the flow of the game. So you hit a little bit, but just to break a slight sweat, probably get a massage, have a nice meal, keep your feet up as much as possible. Particularly in this tournament, as it's been so hot that it really is essential to not waste any energy.
Thank you.
Just under
Ready
the
to
half
play.
an hour. The qualifier, RODINA of Russia, finds herself serving to stay in this opening set.
Love 15.
Ball serving with new balls, you can hit the ball harder, but it also comes back harder. Rodina couldn't control that forehand. Got there pretty fast. It's a peculiar serve, isn't it, Annabelle? She already starts the motion with her racket while she's still catching the ball off the bounce, because everything's kind of, the timing is very peculiar.
It couldn't be more opposite to the serve down the other end of the court, but it's you're right, she's kind of lifting that up and abbreviated and then catching that one a little bit late. Not a smooth service action.
So Williams, again, very easy here, 3 set points. Second double in the game, making life very comfortable for the 7-time former champion. Williams taking that first set by a very one-sided 6-2. Williams doesn't often like to be made to wait, but RODINA electing to head off the court.
And the rate she's walking, I think there's not a time limit on those bathroom breaks.
Well, this break may take longer than the actual first set.
It's in about 20 minutes, 22 minutes. How long was it?
28 minutes.
28 minutes.
Squeezed out a few more.
A couple longer games, but still a very comfortable hold and break. 6-2 set for Williams.
The hardest thing for any opponent is to make her feel uncomfortable, take her to a place where psychologically she might start to doubt herself. And with the serve that she possesses and the ability just to kind of bang down a few aces if things get a little bit tight, I mean, it just makes life so difficult for any opponent because it puts so much more pressure on their serves. And it's really tough psychologically.
The tricky bit again is to get into the longer rallies. You try to get Serena on the move, you try to get her tired, but you can't get into the point with the big returns and of course the big serves. It's hard to find an opening to actually be able to then implement that strategy.
Martina, you're quite fascinated, aren't you? I can tell by Evgenia Rodina's serve. Can you? She's gone off for a break. Should we try and fix it?
Yeah,
well, I'll let you fix it.
Well, it's just the most peculiar thing because she's still catching the ball as she's already started the motion, and it's one of those serves that you see in your local club, but you don't really see it on the Pro Tour as she's very busy getting the racket up. But once she's at contact, she's fine. But it's the takeaway. You see Serena just very efficient, straight up, straight down, and boom. It's just there's no extra pieces of movement. It's very efficient. Whereas Rodina, it's kind of she does a figure eight on the way up. Serena's there losing herself in there is ice inside that towel, so the players are trying to keep cool. It's another hot day here. This is the hottest Wimbledon. The hottest one that I've ever been part of was 76. They ran out of ice. Oh, but it was only for a couple of days. Here we never really had a cool day the whole tournament. And it's warmer now than it was on Friday and Saturday.
Well, there's a look at the stats. 17 winners to just 3 from Rodina. Non-forced error count very low actually from both of them, but Rodina didn't really get a look in that first set, did she?
Well, no. She can't get into the rallies. She had similar numbers against Madison Keys, and Madison Keys also had all those winners, but she had way too many unforced errors. She basically lost the match, but Rodina, full credit to her. She stayed with it and kept fighting, kept defending, and got through that match, but she's not going to get that many free points here against Serena Williams.
Second set, Miss Williams to serve. Love 15.
Awful lot has happened to Serena Williams over the last 12 months. I think she thinks it's been a crazy year. Gave birth on the 1st of September and originally slated in a return at the Australian Open. That seems a little ambitious given all the complications in the immediate aftermath of the birth of her daughter Alexis, but also got married in November to Alex Ohanian. That was apparently in a very lavish ceremony in New Orleans.
Let's second service.
And she says it's all very, very strange out here to be suddenly called Mrs. Williams. It takes some getting used to.
Was it by choice? I wonder. At least she's keeping her name and keeping her initials. Remember, Billie Jean King was L.W. King. They used to put the husband's initials on the scoreboard.
15.
I don't think they do that now, do they, Martin?
No. It's about time, too.
I think those days are long gone.
Well, not all the countries, but at least this is where we are here. Maybe they gave her the option of being called Miss Williams or Mrs. Williams. To ask her that.
30-15.
Tell you what, Serena was a little upset about. Her daughter Alexis Olympia took her first steps a couple of days ago, but she was getting ready to practicing for her third round match, so she missed that one. But I'm sure there was a camera ready somewhere, so she got to have a chance to look at it.
Ah! 40-15.
I don't know if you follow Serena on social media, but there was an adorable picture of her daughter, and she had her little outfit on, and Serena had put her member's badge onto Olympia. I have to say, the little daughter, she's absolutely killing it in social media at the moment.
Game is Williams.
Handful of aces now for Williams, and serene progress.
You see Oracene Williams,
First game,
Serena's mom,
second
looking
set.
on. She's looking pretty comfortable today, although it's hard to tell behind the glasses. You know, she's been suffering. I mean, suffering. Both her daughters have won a lot more than they lost, but still, the mothers lived through those matches, so well over 1,000 matches between the two of them. That's a lot of sitting down and watching, and you can do nothing about it.
She's pretty chilled out there, isn't she?
She's very
She
chilled.
doesn't really get very stressed, and that's Katia Rinaldi sitting next to her there in that beautiful dress, former top 10 player. She was a real child prodigy, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
Love
Well,
15.
Olympia may be killing it on the social media, but Serena's killing it on the tennis court.
Yes.
The winners keep coming.
That's the backhand that does so much damage, that return of serve.
Love
on that
13.
side, she just loves to take that one round the outside, has so much confidence in that backhand return.
Yeah, if I were Rodina,
15-13.
she doesn't have a hard serve, but still, I would try to use the body serve more, both on the first and second serve. Because Serena loves to step into the court,
Yeah.
step into the ball. And when you have to move away from the ball, obviously you can't create as much pace. Taking full swings on those two forehands. Just upping the MPH a little bit on those shots. And quickly
15-14.
gets herself 2 break points.
Yeah, I agree with you about the body serve. I think the players who have used it very effectively against her just kind of tuck her up. You've got more chance of getting a shorter reply to try and step in and do something with that first shot.
$30-14. Game is Williams.
Nice try. Rodina's giving it her all out here. A pair of very tired legs
Miss
after
Williams
6 matches.
2 games to love. Second set.
Well, perhaps more than tired, it's that inside thigh on the left side that could be hobbling her more than just fatigue. And you really need to be 100% when you're playing a top player. But you get a feeling that it probably wouldn't matter. Really.
15
Because there's that 112 mile an hour ace, number 8-6.
Took off from the surface, that return of serve.
15 all.
Sometimes balls just shoot through the grass here. Well, we're seeing an absolute array of serves here from Serena Williams. We can't go on about it enough. Just that beautiful motion off the same toss, and almost virtually impossible to read. Where do you stand? Where do you pick which side?
Yeah, I would try to maybe move, change my position on the receiving end, just to make her think about where I'm going to end up. Am I going to stay there? Am I going to move over? Just to try to break up the rhythm, make her think about something else.
30-all.
Andy Murray used to do that quite a bit, didn't he? He'd sort of shift in position and then bounce across to the other side and just kind of make his presence felt in that return situation. Just kind of sending some messages down to the server.
All she's doing is just walking backwards and forwards across the baseline. She's hardly hit a ball.
Well, again, when she gets the ball into play, she's won both points, but then there's 3 aces by Serena. And looks like another comfortable hold of serve. There it is. 4 aces.
Only faced one break point in the entire match. And Serena just rolling along here, leading a set and 3-love.
Miss Williams leads 3 games to love, second set, and by 1 set to love.
We rave about Serena's serve, but if we just dig a little deeper, Martina and Annabelle, we've got some data from the 2016 championships where she won the final hit about her serving accuracy. Can you just explain what we're seeing?
Well, what we're seeing is how close Serena is in the green area, which means either deep serve or a wide serve down the middle or out wide. And she is hitting that target 2 out of 3 serves. So it's just, that's how she spreads the court so much. And you see where the aces are
and
all over the place.
This is this year. So she's not, I mean, she's about, 12% down on her accuracy from 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think sort of understandably so, to be honest, with the time away from the game, but not bad at all. I mean, there'd be a lot of players out on the tour that'd be pretty happy with that spread of balls. And as Martina had picked up on, only a couple of balls down the centre of the court, doesn't use the body serve that much. And yet, Rafa Nadal, under the guidance of Carlos Moya, has been using it more and more. That's been a new addition in his game, and actually it's worked very, very effectively. But I'm sure there's a lot of players who would hope that Serena Williams doesn't add the body serve too much.
Absolutely, it's very uncomfortable to return that, but that just shows you Serena doesn't just have the pace, she's got the location as well, and that's a deadly combination.
Patrick Mouratoglou, they call him now the Nick Bollettieri of the French Riviera, because he has this ginormous tennis academy down there. And that's Serena and many others practice.
Well, that would be a huge compliment, as Nick Bollettieri has turned out a lot of champions. The night is young for Patrick.
Yeah, and he's such a nice man, isn't he? I mean, so charming off the court.
Patrick is currently working with Corey Goff, the best junior in the world, who won in Paris earlier last month. And she's meant to be future world #1. Many are saying she's just 14 years of age.
Well, again, this short sort of a dribble over the net.
When Serena has to create pace, she does not like that. She likes the ball to come onto racket somewhat. If it's a total sitter, she's bound to miss those. But of course, you have to swing harder when there's no pace on the ball. So it lends itself to more errors. But also the timing it's easier to time the ball when it's got nothing on it.
Kind of exaggerates everything, doesn't it, when it's a little bit slow motion? You have to think more about it. Just start overthinking it.
But I think Serena should be collecting royalties on the Muratoglu Academy for the rest of her life.
It's another
Game
missed
is
return.
Rodina.
Well, Rodina might have hit on something here. The stealth serve. Write that in the tactical playbook of how to take on Serena Williams.
Second set.
Hit it soft down the middle and duck.
Love 15.
Well, that got a big cheer from the centre court crowd. A really effective chip return, blocked back to the centre, neutralised the point, and then got stuck in.
Oh. 15-all.
It's trying to string them back to back, isn't it, and build on any love 15 situations or 15-30 points. Just got to try and get that momentum going in her service games, and so difficult.
Let's for service.
Well, the shorter return, as long as it stays low, it actually makes life difficult for Serena Williams, as she has to take the net out of play and still curl the ball in. She couldn't do it that time. It's a small window of opportunity.
Let's for service. Thirty all.
Great to see Katrina Adams, the President and CEO of the United States Tennis Association. Doing great work, I hear, for a lot of the inner city programs in America at the moment. Second term as president. Got it.
Oh, wow. That was a shank. She'll take it. Serena Williams only lost her serve 4 times in this tournament, in the first 3 matches. Hasn't dropped it here yet.
Serena facing her second break point of this match. Second set. Serena having taken the first, leading 3-2 in the second.
Miss Williams leads 3-2 second set, and by 1 set to love.
Well, that was a really inspired return game, wasn't it? Just reading the ball, striking it sweetly, just picked the right side, didn't she, on those returns of serve?
I love it. She stepped into it. She didn't just try to get the ball in play. She knew this opportunity will not come again. Break point, second serve return. I got to go for it. And she did, and she made it, and she got the payoff.
I've got a feeling it's her first time on centre court. How long does it really take you to settle when you get out there?
I don't know. First time I was on center court, I played Mima Jaushovec in 1974, and we just were put on because the matches finished fast. And there was about 12 people watching, so it wasn't this kind of an occasion. We were happy to be there, but it was a different time. For her, I mean, round of 16, playing Serena Williams, you know, it's maybe more of that rather than playing on center court. I mean, it's all of it put together. But you know, when you're young, or she's been around for a while, but first time for something, you're just so excited to be there that the pressure is just different. It is pressure, but at the same time, you're so excited because this is what you've been dreaming about, and now it's actually happening.
I always find it fascinating. Louis Kai, the great doubles coach who's worked so effectively with Jamie Murray, he's always talked about teaching for performance element as much as the tactical and techniques of tennis, because to be able to perform on a big stage, that's a whole different area you're tapping into with a player. Serena stepping it up now.
Love 15. Love 13.
But that serve, you know, you can't play it safe. And Rodina didn't want to hit a second serve, so she hit a second serve first and paid the price. As you said, Serena stepped it up here, just hitting the ball a little bit harder right from the start.
Serena getting very territorial on this centre court.
Yeah, that got them giggling in the royal box.
Game is Williams.
An immediate response.
Difficult for Rodina. She played such a good game to break.
4 games to 2.
And then she loses a serve in about 2 minutes. As Williams just picks it up a notch or two. That's the sign of a champion.
$15 left.
Really comfortable out there watching on the centre court today. Not too sunny. It's a little heavy and humid.
I think people would deal with any kind of weather today. You have Roger Federer followed by Serena Williams followed by Rafael Nadal. That it's not possible for it to get any better than that.
I'm just trying to calculate the amount of Grand Slam
I've done it
titles.
already. 60.
Never had that many before, I think, on the court if you just count singles.
Yes.
Yeah, 17 Wimbledons as well.
30
Well done, Anna, but my maths is appalling. It would have taken me as long for Rodina to get to the bathroom and back for me to work that out. Got to remember also the 6 doubles titles that Venus and Serena have won here. And don't forget, she won 2 Olympic golds on this centre court as well back in 2012 in the singles and doubles. It's been a good spot.
Let's second service. Miss Williams is challenging the ball on the right baseline. The ball
It
will
feels
hold
with
up.
Serena's game over the years, it's developed more shape on that forehand, hasn't it?
Well, she has developed shape on all her shots, but particularly the forehand, and it comes from the strength that she's in. I think it took Patrick the longest time, and the ball was just in to convince her to hit with the nylon rather than the gut that she was using, which then enables you to hit more spin on the ball, and it's a much safer shot. And she's just played so much better because of it.
It certainly feels that way.
1 millimetre in, I'm hearing.
A blade of grass.
1 millimeter enough. One blade.
So few tournaments back this year for Williams. She made the briefest of appearances at Indian Wells, won a couple of matches there, and then went on to Miami, lost in her opener to Naomi Osaka, who just won Indian Wells, and then really decided to take a break. Not ready. And then reappeared at the French Open. It's been sort of very much will she or won't she play at quite a few events this season. But certainly waiting until she really is as match fit as she possibly can be.
An anguished cry have come on there for Serena Williams. She just wants to put this match away now. I think there's a lot more stress that bubbles under the surface with Serena than we're aware of. She really gets quite uptight, doesn't she? Back of the court.
Well, we all get nervous, but you get more nervous as you get older. And Serena knows she's a lot closer to the end of her career than the beginning. So yes, it all means more. And of course, she's trying to tie up the all-time record of major wins by Margaret Court. So there's a lot on the line every time she steps on the court.
Serena just making sure, and the script really unfolding as she would have liked. Serena now.
Miss Williams leads 5 games to 2.
No Hawkeye.
Second set, and
Serena
by
does
one
lead
set allowed.
a set and 5-2. I'm just wondering what you're both talking about there about motivation for Williams as you get towards that.
Well, I think it's what Martina just said. I mean, this overall record is just lingering there so enticingly, and it's so close. And as you just said, every single time she steps on the court, particularly in a Grand Slam event, there's a lot of pressure on her shoulders, isn't there?
Yes and no. Yes, the time is running out as you're getting older, but Serena looks very healthy, very motivated, and you have 4 of those opportunities every year. So it's not like the Olympics. Once every 4 years, you got
time
for a year. So in a way, it takes the pressure off, but still, your timing's running out. Best opportunity for Serena Williams, no doubt, is on her favorite surface, grass. Then the US Open comes just about 7 weeks later. So the pressure's not growing, but you do feel it. And when you get this close to a record, you definitely want to get it out of the way as soon as possible. So you narrow it down. I mean, for her, it's the major record. It's not how many Wimbledons, how many US Opens. It's the totality of it.
I'd say that's the only chink in the armour today, is not being able to cope with this kind of soft serve. Everything else has been fabulous, but definitely missed or not got back into play quite a few of these serves.
15 all.
Well, Rodina has made the hour mark, and there was many who thought she would do well to stay out here that long. But she has had an excellent week and a half.
30 PT.
Don't forget, she came through the qualifying. This is the best Grand Slam of her career.
Definitely the intimidation factor, because Serena Williams has been standing inside that baseline ready to pounce on these second serves.
I think she's decided to creep in further and further.
Well, she's inside the baseline on the first serve.
Yeah.
She's well inside it on the second, and the closer she's to the net, the more points she's winning on those second serve returns. Getting angles like that. Really hard to pull people wide when they're standing that far in. You gotta go body.
30-40.
Match point for Williams. Plain sailing, and whether it's Miss or Mrs. Williams, it's still the same Serena.
6-2, 6-2.
Centre court stands and applauds as the former world number one makes her 13th, yes, 13th Wimbledon quarter-final. And Martina and Annabelle, very hard to see any reason why she's not going to progress to the weekend.
Progress, yes. The only question, I mean, for me it was Serena against the field, and it still is Serena Williams against the field, and she's playing better and better.